the gym, eat my Quaker oats with protein, but new merch, Dope by Dell, discovering our people's ethnicity. Or destroying our people's enemies, whatever you want. You can take it light, you can take it dark, but it's dope. Let's take it light. Discovering our people's ethnicity. Dope. I sure love the destroying our people's enemies one too. I can't lie. I'm torn. I'm torn. I'm in between. But I didn't come here to talk about that. Yes, I did. Coming to ask these sisters a question. You people gonna blow me up? I always forget to put this phone on Do Not Disturb. And you guys throughout the whole doggone video, I'm hearing everybody who's blowing me up. Nobody wants to talk to me till I put a video. I'm putting the video up live. Nobody has nothing to say. I've been sitting here all morning. Nobody's bothering me. I go live video. Boop, 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 boop. Everybody's popping up because it's dope. Because it's discovering our people's ethnicity or destroying our people's enemies. I don't know which one you want, but we can do one. What's going on, baby? How you doing? How you coming in here with a 111007 kind of, what kind of secret squirrel kind of, who are you 111007? Come on, man. You coming in here scaring me like you the FBI, huh? I ain't got no money left. Baby moms done took it all, right? That's right. Anybody stuck with me, stuck with a poor man that's discovering our people's ethnicity. Come on. It's your birthday. What's your name? Because your name, that's what that is? I don't even understand it. I love 007. I'm the Black James Bond. That's who I am. I'm 00 Negro. That's who I am. I'm here trying to ask our sisters a question. If people stop blowing me up in the doggone background, hold on. Okay, I can't help that, man. Listen, black feminists, who hurt you? The merch gonna be up in a minute. We got to finish it off by Dell. Run my name, Ruth. You got a question? Let's work it out. Okay. My name is, hello, Ruth. Nice to meet you. I don't know why you're going with all these binary codes like you are an AI. Okay? Right? An artificial intelligence, for those who don't know what that means. Or in the case of Ruth, a inquisitive young lady. So, listen, black feminists. Is that a thing? How can you all, listen, the black feminists, let me tell you what the black feminists, unwittingly, I eat my Quaker oats. 9 afraid of you ninjas. That bird came out too. Don't know where the hat is. Unwittingly, the black feminist only has one enemy. It's us. The black feminist only has one enemy. Black men. Am I wrong? Listen. The white feminist movement, let me tell you something about white feminists, right? The attractive ones don't hate men. The unattractive ones, they're in a whole different way. They wanted equality? Sorry. The attractive heterosexual ones don't hate men. You can't be a feminist and gay. No, you're cheating. You're cheating. You already don't like men. You're not a feminist, you're just gay. Just say you're gay. To me, if you're gay, your feminist card should just be taken away. Because you're gay. It is inferred that you prefer women. That's okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. You know, I take a gay guy to the strip club. He's like, what am I doing here? That's inferred. I'm talking about heterosexual black women, and I'll include Latinas and otherwise, too, women who are in the black culture. You know, a lot of you sisters who aren't sisters are still sisters. There is so many. This is Toronto now. I can't speak to America. I'm in Toronto. I'm in the fourth largest city in North America. I don't like that as my background. That doesn't look good. That looks. Let me switch my ambiance. Yeah, let me switch my savoir faire. I don't like that neither. Okay. Yeah, let's do something like that. Yeah, that's much better. Come on. We weren't getting the feng shui with a big old bag up in there. That's my Christmas stuff. Listen, there's a lot of sisters who aren't sisters that are still in the culture. There's a lot of back in the day. I know I'm everywhere right now, but I'm gonna find it. Back in the day, you had to be a certain complexion to pass for white. If you were lighter than a paper bag, that's what they used to say, you could pass for white. You had texturized hair, you could pass for white. Black women could pass for white. Now, there's a lot of other ethnicities. Latinas, maybe they're Afro-Latinas, and we don't know. But Persians, where else we going? Even some of y'all Filipinos, some of y'all South Asians, and Asians, are passing themselves off. You could pass off for black because you're in the culture. They can dance like us. They speak like us. Some of them speak patois better than you. They can cook black food. They got black children because they date black men. They're in the culture. You can't kick them out. They're in the culture. So I'm talking to y'all too. It's seemingly, this is what feminism has become. I'm gonna use a word, but I'm not gonna use the words you can't blame me for it, but it makes sense. Feminism has become anti F-boy culture. Feminism has become anti F-boy. We know what that term means. I'm not going to say it out loud because I'm too sanctified in my mouth. Anti F-boy culture. So essentially, women who have dated, had children with, had relations with black men, who have had not very good experiences, normally because they blame black men for cheating on them, right? That's normally what it is. Y'all don't usually get mad for much else. Most of y'all are upset because your girlfriend likes your man, and your girlfriend's girlfriend like your man, and your girlfriend's cousin like your man, and they all fine, and your man can't say no because they all coming at him, and so he's a cheater all of a sudden because all your people want him, and he can't stop himself, and therefore, that causes the trauma. So, I'm joking. No, I'm not. Because the gentleman that you were engaged with, in a relationship with, he's cheated on you, he's caused trauma, he built a powerful bond, gave you children, gave you a social identity of you two being together, and then stepped outside of your immediate, intimate scenario and had other relationships. You found out about it. It became messy. Boom! The whole thing blew up. You're traumatized, stigmatized, dematized. And I'm not talking about demons. I'm talking about the dematized. And therefore, you now become the self-love, doing it for yourself, single mother against the world, radical, pseudo-radical, and non-radical feminists, black feminists, right? And again, I'm putting black feminists in a category that includes specific non-black women who are still in the culture. I'm not including white feminism because white feminism and black feminism is not the same thing. And this is why. Because black feminism has become the actual calling out and the hatred of black men. And I don't understand how a woman, a black woman, or a woman of the culture, who's a feminist, can hate us. Because we are your number one, first of all, we what you're looking for. And you what we're looking for. It's still true. Black men do date outside of their melanated ethnicity. This is clear. But why do we date outside of our melanated ethnicity? Let me tell you something. Many times, right, you get inside stuff here. If you don't agree with it, it's because I'm not speaking exhaustively. I'm messing up my clothes. I'm not speaking exhaustively. I'm telling you, many times the brothers who date women outside of the immediate ethnicity, black men who date women outside of their immediate ethnicity, who are dating sisters who are supposedly not black, those women still identify and behave like women in the culture. Check it out. Many times they're not dating Becky or Buffy. They're not dating Karen. They're dating a woman who is actually in the culture, right? So she knows she wasn't born in Africa, she was born in the Caribbean, but she's dated those men her whole life. She knows how to cook food for them. She might have had a child for them already, or plans to have a child for them in the future. She likes the music. She has the history. She knows the culture. And so you're looking at him and you're like, oh, look, another one. We lost another one. Look at him dating this girl from Thailand. But the chick from Thailand has a whole record collection, has gazelle glasses, right? The chick from Thailand knows how to do braid ups and cane rolls. She can do it all, right? Making oxtail in the kitchen. Listen, don't play with her. She can do it, right? She knows her stuff because she's in the culture. She's looking for a man in the culture, so what's she going to do? She's going to make herself climatized to that culture. She's going to learn it, whatever. And now, so this is what the black girl is doing. You're alienating men in the culture. Your men are being targeted. Boom, I'm back. Okay, so they're dating men, the individuals who are not black women specifically. They're dating the men in the culture, the black women who are alienating men in their culture, right? And this is what most black women are doing. This is what you guys are doing, right? So the sisters that are coming hard for brothers in the culture, they're still dating black men. They still want to date black men, right? So what kind of black men are they dating? They're dating the ones that they have designated as being dateable. That's a nice way of saying simps. Okay? A lot of y'all, and black women, you guys are extremely guilty. From my grandmother, to my mother, to my first wife, to my second, all y'all guilty. And this is what you're guilty of, okay? You're guilty of this. All y'all are guilty of this. That you have chased men out of your life simply because you could not control them. 99% of you are not chasing men out of your life. We're talking about the ones who have that issue. We're not talking about the ones who are legitimately abused. Come on, don't throw me under that bus. But the ones who have the issue with black men, the feminists who have the issue with the black men, are chasing men out of their lives that they can't control. And the problem with black feminism is that essentially black feminism is anti-F-boy culture because you can't control black men nor their sexuality. Can't control it. And because you're trying to control it, as opposed to trying to appease it, it has backfired in your face. It has. And so what has happened is that you have adopted a perspective based on the fact that a lot of black women are they're high achievers. A lot of black women are intelligent, some of them. A lot of black women they're going to work 2 and 3 jobs to make it happen, right? They're entrepreneurial. They work good as a team. So sisters get together and do sister things and build. And so what you guys have done now is you said, you know what? I don't need him, which is really a lie. It's a cover-up, right? What you're saying is you do not need the emotional turmoil of trying to control something that you can't control. And what do you turn into? you turn into essentially a black feminist. Now, a black feminist come in multiple packages, right? You come in again, the anti-F boy culture. You come in you know, the anti-narcissist culture. So you try to psychoanalyze them. You try to make these brothers a psychoanalytical, scenario for yourself. And basically, you're probably the psychotic. But speaking from experience, but you or you compartmentalize them as just simply the undateables, right? And you try to assign yourself to some level of monasticism, which most of you cannot facilitate for very long. You're going to look for somebody eventually and find somebody that you want, and you got to make yourself vulnerable to them, right? And, and unfortunately, if you're dating in an urban population, you're going to have competition. Hence, our problem is that we are sitting in an urban culture, and most of the women who have these opinions are urban women because the men who are living in these outskirt communities, they don't have enough choices, or they don't have the predilection to go looking like men in urban populations. But these women are essentially stuck between wanting something that everybody else wants and making a decision not to want it anymore and to demonize it. You got to demonize it so you stop wanting it. Some of you are good at that. Some of you can't. Some of you just have toxic, secret, sneaky links, and you settle for that, right? Most of you live there. Most of you live in the fact that you're just going to have a little sneaky link. You're not going to show them on social media because you don't want any competition, and you're just going to be angry as hell as the dude that you actually love. You're going to be angry as hell. You're going to try to destroy that Negro's life forever, and you're going to do it in the vein of, I am out here advocating for women. That's what you're going to do. Now, we're not talking about the brothers who are actually out here hurting women. There's dudes out here actually physically doing stuff that is bad. We're talking about the run-of-the-mill guy who's been in a relationship with, stuff didn't work out, and then you demonize him. You got kids with him, you're trying to destroy his entire life, you're trying to do all that stuff. That is not feminism. That is bitterism. Period. Y'all need to get out of the bitterism. Some of y'all are out here like Kendrick Perkins making stupid statements about men. You didn't hear about Kendrick Perkins? Kendrick Perkins said, y'all only out here voting for Jokic because he's white. Woo! Where can you get the merch? All you got to do to get the merch is email me at dellkbrereton@gmail.com. dellkbrereton@gmail.com. Dope! Discovering, what does it mean? What does it mean? Dope, what does dope mean? Discovering our people's ethnicity. Or destroying our people's enemies, whatever you want to do. Hoodies, t-shirts, we're going to finish it off. Dope by Dell. The designer just wanted to show me the little layout. It's going to say dope by Dell, right? Dell K. Brereton, t-shirts are $60, hoodies are $120. Come on now. Discovering our people's ethnicity. It's dope. It's the dopeness. It is the dopeness. This is where we is. Or it's destroying our people's enemies. I can take either one. But let me tell you who are not my enemy. I'm going to say it's you. You black women out here who hate black men, I will not make you my enemy. You know why? God built me that way. I grew up with one ornery black, my mom was an ornery black woman, boy. Ornery black woman. That woman never happy, she was never happy for 5 minutes at a time. But that's your mama. You gotta love her. And for some reason, let me psychoanalyze myself. For some reason, my entire life, I've been attracted to angry chicks. Oh, I'm the angry chick whisperer. Come on, baby, don't do me like that. But it doesn't last long because that anger comes out, boy. That anger comes out. I said it before. I said it on a meme. Angry comes out like ugly. Yep. If her mama ugly, I don't care what she look like, she's gonna be ugly later. And if she angry, if she's an angry chick, That angry gonna come out. She might, oh, well, she's not angry with me. She just mean to everybody else. Wait for it. Wait for it, buddy. Them angry, I've been attracted to angry women my whole life. And you know why I like them? Because of my own insecurity. Tell me if I got something on my mouth. Come on now. This is going on the World Wide Web. I like angry women. Unapproachable, stush, angry women, angry birds. I love them. I love them because I said to myself, if I had to catch hell to get this girl, everybody else does too. So I don't got to worry about her cheating on me because she's too damn angry. That proved to be false in my first marriage, because that chick was sharing. She was sharing the hash browns to everybody. It was just hash browns. Come on, get them while they're hot, right? But the problem with her, she was fine. Ooh, she was fine when I was 18, 19 years old. But her mama didn't look that good. I was like, how did this woman create this beautiful child? Well, you just have to wait a few years, because now she looked just like her mama. Ugly and angry come out in the wash. Angry as hell. Angry. Woo! Lord, that girl ugly. Handing them out like hotcakes. Swazi. Hanging them out like hotcakes. dellkbrereton at Gmail. I'm going to try to upload them to the store. These ones, $60 for a t-shirt. Come on. And you can get it on my PayPal. The PayPal is attached. So if you do the PayPal, send the $60 or $120 for a hoodie. Tell me your size. We'll ship it to you. Give me your shipping information. We'll get it to you. All right? The merch is out. The merch is out. Oh, I got one more shirt for you. Can you hold on a second? Don't go away. I'm not done with this topic. I'm not done with this topic. Angry Birds. The Angry Birds. I love my Angry Birds, and I'm not going to make you my enemies because I just know you're angry. Right? What I might have to do is I might have to warn the next dude, because the next dude's going to come in there and he's going to tell, oh, he did this to you? He was terrible. How could he leave such a woman like you? Blah, blah, blah. Wait for it, baby. Wait for it. But I got something else. I showed you guys these already. Right? New merch. Melanated. What does melanated mean? Right? Definition. Brown sugar, warm honey, chocolate, and gold. Come on. That's it. Melanated. Let me put you right here. Hang in there with me. Well, we sticking with the dope category right now. Let me tell you something. Biblically, we have an angry bird in the Bible. She gets a really bad rap. She gets a really bad rap because she's an angry chick. She's an evil chick. But she was a pretty loyal wife. Oh my gosh. Do you know who she is? I'll give you three guesses. She gets a bad rap, but she's the angriest chick in the Bible. And I'll tell you right now, can I get spiritual on you? Can I get spiritual? I'm gonna get spiritual and go Bible on you for a minute. Let me get spiritual for you Sabbath keepers. This is your Bible study. Who is the angriest woman in the Bible? Who is she? What's her name? Medusa. It was not in the Bible. Move her to the back of the class. Medusa, and Medusa wasn't angry. The story of Medusa was that she was turned ugly because Jezebel, come on now. She was turned ugly because she was messing with somebody's man, something like that. I don't know Medusa's real story. Jezebel, you tried. I know you tried. It's okay. Jezebel is the angriest chick in the Bible. Gets a bad rap because she actually was a good wife, but she was angry and evil. Let me tell you why. First and foremost, Jezebel was a queen outside of the ethnicity of the Hebrews of Israel. She married a king by the name of Ahab. brought her into the kingdom. And when she came into the kingdom, she came in with her, one of the things she came in was her pantheon of foreign gods. She had a priestess worship that was a fertility type worship, right? Sexually oriented, speaking of fertility and all these kind of things, it had two dominant deities, Baal and Astroth. And essentially, when she came and brought this infusion of her religious system into the royalty of Israel, it actually took over. She had priests, she had temples, and she had a religious system that she introduced to the Israelite, and they adopted it very quickly. It became a hook in the jaw and something that God had great issue with. Now, her as a wife, now, this is where I was getting to. I wasn't getting to her religious part because it's not relevant to my conversation today. But her as a wife was extremely loyal to the needs and wishes of her simp, subservient husband. Jezebel was the de facto leader of Israel. Ahab was the king, but Jezebel was wearing the pants. Ahab wanted a garden. This is the dominant story where I draw this from. He wanted a garden, a parcel of land that was close to his palace. It belonged to somebody. And so he approached the man and said, listen, man, your parcel of land is very close to the kingdom. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. I would like to buy it from you. And he offered him a reasonable amount of money to acquire the land, as he should. The gentleman said, no, you know what? I appreciate, king, but I can't sell you this land. My forefathers and everyone are buried on this land. It's like an ancestral land to us. If I give it to you, essentially, I'll be giving away the burial plots of all of my ancestors because we all are here on this land. I'm sorry, I can't sell this land. It's not something I can sell, unfortunately. He walks away, and he actually catches a mood over it and says to himself, man, I really wish I would have had that land. And he has a little bit of a conniption because he's a simp, right? He's a simp. He's not an alpha at all. Jezebel sees him and says, what's going on, baby? What's happening? Talk to me, man. What's going on? I threw that part in. She's like, what's happening with you? He says, this guy, I wanted to buy his land, and, he wouldn't sell it to me. He says, it's ancestral land. And she goes, that's what you're crying for? Are you not a king? I'm putting in my African. Are you not a king? A king like you is sitting here crying? I will fix it. And she does. She comes up with a scheme. She goes and makes she says, listen, put this guy in a position where we honor him. Put him in a position where everybody knows him and do a big party for him, honor him. And then start a rumor and say that he wants to overthrow the king. And she did. She put this whole production together and caused him to be killed. And when he was killed, she went and tapped the husband and showed, hey, isn't the guy that you wanted, he's dead. Go take the land. That's one hell of a woman now. Because I know I got some, I may not say that on social media, but that's a hell of a woman now. She said, listen, my man wants this land. This dude is in the way. There's culture, there's tradition. The only way to get this guy out of the way is to kill him. Let me figure out a way to do it. And she did it. Cold-blooded. Angry, cold-blooded. Right? At the end of the day, God required her head. God wanted that woman dead. Not just for that scenario. But the facts are that there are people who, when you look at who they are as individuals, some of it, you might look at some part of them and say, what a loyal woman. She's a ride or die. She is down for the cause. But she evil as a mother sucker. I didn't cuss. Mother sucker. That's Michael Blackston's word, right? So this woman's evil as hell. And so the hard part about the Jezebel, because we've been in the church been messing up. They've been using Jezebel as a woman who's cheating on her husband. Jezebel didn't never cheat on her husband. Jezebel wasn't cheating on her man. Jezebel was loyal. Jezebel wasn't out there in anybody else's bed, but Jezebel was an underminer, an undercutter, a destroyer, and an enemy of God who positioned herself as this religious person, the head of her own religion. Jezebels are the head of their own religion. Their religion is the religion of me, them, right? They are their own deity. God speaks to them. God directs them. They're always being blessed. They always have a divine feminine energy. They have that all that talk, baby. Sounds like Griselda Blanco. Who is that? I don't know who that is. Talk to me. So we have a scenario in the black community and those women who are in the culture. Let me tell you something. It's a lot of Latino girls operate like this too. Because what I'm calling black feminism, again, is not specific to black women. It is specific to women who are all in the culture. Women who are interested in dating black men. Women who like the same music, like the same style, like the same treatment, who have the same narrative of how they should be treated. And so what they have all done is they have said certain kinds of men, strong, leadership type, assertive, right? Alpha type male. They've said those men are enemies. Those men are the men that you're trying to avoid. Girls, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to disqualify those men, because those men are the ones who their girlfriends want. Oh, Queen of the Cartel. Really? Which cartel? Is this Queen of the South or a real cartel? Anyway. So you have women, watch this, listen to me carefully. It's the most dangerous thing that we have right now. The new manhood is not being created by men. New manhood characteristics, new manhood preferential behaviors are being actually recreated by feminists. Because feminists, women who have had trouble dealing with this alpha male, who's very easy to deal with, I'll tell you how to deal with in a minute. She would sleep with them, and if she felt like she did her wrong, she would kill them in their sleep. Oh, she's like a black widow spider. These women who are recreating these men after the image of what they need are creating men that are weak enough for them to control. And you don't want a man so weak you can control him. And you know what? I don't want to be a man so weak that you can control me, because you controlling me doesn't help you. You controlling me doesn't allow me to be a visionary, doesn't allow me to be a leader, right? Now, it might stop some of the negative aspects of my alphaness, my conquest and capture, right? My eyes that see femininity everywhere in respect to certain things that alpha men can't stop seeing. Yes, you're gonna take your lion and put him in a cage to some extent, right? You're gonna feed him fruit instead of meat to some extent. And you might want that. You might think that's cool. But after a while, that lion ain't a lion no more. It's just a giant tabby cat. And so the recreation of men in the eyes of black feminism has become problematic, because this is the problem. This is the oxymoronic thing. You're not even you don't even want your sons to be that soft. You want them to be that soft for you, but you don't want to be that soft in the world. Boys like that don't grow up to be leaders. They grow up to be victims. They grow up to be punks. Boys like that can't survive on their own. They can't take care of a woman. They can't survive. They need women to take care of them. Ha! Boys like that will always be led by a different woman, because he was led by you and you never allowed him to lead himself. So all he's going to be looking for is a mama character. He's going to be looking for a surrogate breast to suck and to follow for the rest of his doggone life. You might say, well, it's better than being a deadbeat dad. Listen, this concept of deadbeat dad, I've seen very few. You know what I've seen? I've seen men under the regime of a modern feminist court system not able to access and to pour into their children because angry Jezebels are ripping the guts out of their financial prosperity, their access, their ability to be mobile, their capacity to stand up straight, on top of the oppression of hegemony. Now imagine you have two oppressors now. You have the oppressor of the Western system dealing with you as a black man, and you have the oppression of a Western pro-feminist family law system dealing with you coming out of these relationships. And these women who say, he's not my baby daddy, he's not the father of my children, he now becomes the enemy, and I'll let the court system put him in the place that I could never do myself. I couldn't put him in that place, but that homosexual judge that just gave me that order to make sure that he has to show up at 6 o'clock and drop off at 11 o'clock, that man will put him in his place. And I'm telling you, it's going to be anarchy in the streets. Because the dopeness cannot be controlled, baby. It can't be controlled. And this is the second part. This is the most dynamic part that you're missing. It's evil as hell, but this is the most dynamic part you're missing. Because that angry feminist, that angry black feminist girl, or the culture of women that are angry like that, they're not everyone. And so you're going to come across a little doe running through the forest of your life, right? And you're going to see that little doe as a man, and you're going to think, uh-oh, here comes another one of these wolves, these sexy wolves. And that doe's like, I'm not a wolf. I'm not a wolf. I don't have teeth. I don't have claws. I don't run in packs. I just want to wade through the forest of your life. And you're like, I don't trust you. And you start tearing away at her, fighting with her, because you think she's one of these angry feminists. And you can't draw the line. And the problem is, as I try to pull out my locks, but I won't, because at this age, hair don't grow back, is because when you get these even women who are the little does, and they get around these little angry wolves, these little angry bird girls, sometimes they pick up tricks. Oh, yes, they do. You're like, oh, really, girl? Is that what happened with you? Oh, my gosh, is that what you got from him? Oh, my goodness, well, what did he do? I would be afraid to do that to a man. Oh, girl, don't worry about that. They ain't gonna do nothing. You can do this and you can do that. And then all of a sudden, Bambi, that was scampering through the forest in the meadow, sipping on the stream, Bambi grows fangs. And Bambi's like, well, let me call Shaniqua. If I ever have a problem with them, I'm gonna call you. It's an epidemic in these streets. I'm here to tell you. We have a scenario where what we really have to do, and this, I'm saying we, it's not we, sisters. Y'all gotta talk to your girls. Let me tell you something. Back girl on the back end. Back girl on the back end don't act up that much. But when back girl on the back end backs up and acts up, I gotta make a call. Boop, 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 boop. Female mentor hotline. Yes. Can I speak to? Let me call it. I'm gonna call her code name. Lenny. Lenny. Back girl on the back end. She's on the fritz. Could you come over here and do a service call? Okay. Women have to talk to women. Y'all ain't gonna listen to us. Y'all barely listen to me. Y'all listen. I don't know why you're listening. Y'all barely listen to me. You guys have to talk to each other. It requires sisters to have conversation with sisters. Sisters who know how to handle real men. And I'll tell you right now, there's about 10% of you that know how to handle real men. There's about 10% of you. Some of you are submissive. A submissive woman is going to be submissive enough that she doesn't have to handle a man. Her submissiveness is what he's looking for, and he's going to do it. That's organic. But you strong women who fight the submissive in leadership because you're leaders, you want to be submissive, you guys need mentorship, because you have to know when it's time to be strong, when it's time to not be strong. Y'all need it. Y'all need the tug, the pull, the hug. And the super submissive, sometimes they need, hey girl, come on now. You know what kind of brother this is. Let me tell you how to reach him. Like most alphas can be met or stopped in their tracks, can be met at the door by a super submissive. A super submissive only has to say, you're going to do me like that? Me? Me? Okay, babe, I'm sorry. Super submissive only got to be submissive. Submissiveness is the cure, is the leash, is the noose, is the stop button for strong alpha men. Submissiveness. Don't go down in your lower register. Don't do it. But you tough girls, you ones that want to sit down and have logical conversation. There you go. Come on now. Let's talk. You're combating with a combator, and that's problematic. But sometimes it has to be done because that's who you are, and we ain't gonna try and change you for who you are, because that's not my job. My job is to teach you how to talk and deal with your own sisters, so you can raise a culture of men that do not feel that they are being attacked by black women. I'm telling you right now, there's a culture of brothers who feel that black women have declared war on us. And it shouldn't be the case. It should not be the case. Right? It's crazy. When you see a beautiful black woman and the first few sentences, first few conversations, you're like, oh, she one of them. Nah, buddy. I'm not putting myself in that situation. No. Where the entitlement rolls out and the I can do for myself. I don't, or I call it I'll be submissive to the right man. So you have selective submissiveness. You have a submissiveness that you can turn on and you can turn off. Well, what happens when you're in the relationship with me and I upset you? I do something, make you stub your toe or something, and you flip the switch on me. Who are you then? Nah, buddy. I'm not dealing with Dr. Jekyll and Mrs. Hyde. I ain't trying to do that. No, thank you very much. No, ma'am. We need to be in a place where we understand that our terminologies are turning people off. Black feminism should never be a thing. It's unnecessary. You don't need it. It's never been required. There is no black men in the last 100 years in the West or in Africa who are not responsive to a strong black maternal figure in their life. There is none. You tell me, do black men respond to their grandmother, the praying grandmother, the mama, the strong mothers? They're not negative to them. They're not negative with loving, strong black women. They have never been negative to them. Where did this new culture come from? Of these angry chicks who don't like black men, who have cut them into groups, and now you're stereotyping them and saying and calling them all kind of names and having the anti-F boy culture mindset. No, you guys are the problem. Because I'll tell you right now, the same way that it's your job to go talk to your sisters, brothers be talking to each other too. My men talk to me. My men can call me out. Say, hey. And I can call out a lot of brothers too. I'll be like, bro, I don't know what you're doing with yourself. I don't know why you think that's okay. Listen, let me tell you how to deal with this. I got friends right now going through stuff. And I've told them, I said, bro, the way you're doing that, I wouldn't do it that way. And I'd use myself as an example. You don't want to fall into my situation, right? Whew, most of y'all, I'm not speaking theoretically. I've made so many mistakes. My PhD, my thesis is written on me, all the stuff that I'm telling you. I've made so much mistake. I've created angry black females. I've got a couple of them. I've got the mold in my factory, the angry black female factory by Dell. I've got androids just walking out. We hate Negroes. We hate men. I've got them coming out of they're coming out of the woodwork, baby. Come on. I need to flip the switch. I assisted creating that scenario. I get it. But there comes a time where y'all gotta just chill. Y'all gotta chill. Yeah, you've been hurt. Yeah, he was sleeping with your sister's cousin's best friend. I understand. I get it. Yeah, he was lying. Yeah, he was out with his friend. Yeah, he wasn't keeping all the stuff. Yeah, all that happened. It all happened. What you gonna do about it? You laid down with the man. You had the man's child. You had the man's baby. You growing up a little child looking just like him. You growing up a little child that cries for him. Dad, I want to see my daddy. I want to see my daddy. And then you going all these routes to try to destroy the man's life? You out your damn mind. What are you doing? Giving your daughters daddy issues, making your sons emasculate. Making no sense. Making no sense. But you go ahead and do what you're doing. You go ahead and do what you're doing. Because Jezebels all get thrown over the wall. Okay? They just throw them over the wall. That's what happened to Jezebel in the end, you know. They came, they surrounded her. They surrounded her, the place where she was hiding. They said, hey, we have no problem with you. All we need you to do is throw that heifer over the wall. And they threw Jezebel over the wall. At the end of the day, Jezebels, let me tell you something. All your allies, you know what they do? They throw you over the wall. Nobody has to touch you. Nobody has to call your name. Your own people throw you over the wall. Because at the end of the day, you didn't do nobody no good. All you did is kill peaceful people, ruin families, destroyed kingdoms, and at the end of the day, you get thrown over the wall. Is that you, Jezebel? Ah! This is dellkbrereton, discovering our people's ethnicity. It's the dopeness. Get the merch, dellkbrereton at Gmail, or what can you do? I think you can click on my thingies. Go onto my Instagram. You can follow my, I forget what they're called. You can follow my something or other. Send me an email, dellkbrereton at Gmail. I'll get you to the PayPal, and you'll get you the merch. We'll get you the merch. We'll get you the merch. All right. Love talking to y'all. I'm out. It's 47 minutes and 51 seconds. I got to go to the gym. I'm going to have a heck of a day. Also, I want you guys to follow up-and-coming artists in Toronto. All right? Listen to it. Go check her out on social media. You ready? Faye, F-A-E, Sapienta. Sapienta, S-A-P-I-E-N-T-A. Faye Sapienta. Go check her out. Get her on Instagram. Get her on social. Get her on YouTube. Okay? She's up and coming. She's got big hits dropping. Faye, F-A-E, Sapienta. From France. She's French African. She can sing. She can do her thing. You know? I'm making people famous, baby. I'm making them famous. Faye Sapienta. Okay, all my Cyclopses, come back in the building. Press the rejoin button. Earth, wind, fire, spirit. If you're an earth member, you're saying, hey man, I just want to hang out with you. If you're a wind member, I will make sure that I advertise on every live, on videos. I will advertise your business. If you're a fire member, fire members, they get the real spiel. They get books. They get personal teaching. And the spirit members, my spirit members, you get it all. You get all. You get teaching materials, everything. Because you know I can do a whole bunch of stuff. All right? I got a whole bunch of stuff in me. And fire members and spirit members, you get free merch. Free t-shirt coming with the fire members, spirit members, first month membership. You get free merch. Come on. Love, peace, and hair grease. It's dellkbrereton. This is the real spiel. Drop a comment when you do see this. Thank you for everybody who came on the live. I appreciate all of you. And I'm out.